Hey there. Welcome back to The PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past. Optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. We are redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the tangible, practical things that I use to escape healthcare burnout. I'm sharing my exact mindset shifts, money habits, systems, and processes, the very ones that I used to become a unicorn PA with a job that I love, abundant energy, time to spare, and coveted work optional financial freedom. I'm sharing everything that has helped me to navigate over a decade of PA life with you so that you can live long and prosper. The PA is in. Today, I really want to dive into this topic of what success feels like. COVID did a lot of things in healthcare, and I feel like COVID was this pressure cooker. Like things were not amazing unicorns and rainbows. See what I did there? Before this pandemic happened. It's not like the healthcare system was without problems or issues before this crazy virus turned everything on its head and shined a very bright light on a healthcare system in a time of turmoil and stress and fear, really. But I do think that all of this healthcare hero talk, all of these signs that said heroes work here, all of the things that highlighted the fact that these people working in the healthcare system were heroes, I think that it was warranted, and I also think it didn't do us any favors. So when I think about a superhero, which if you have kids or if you're into Marvel or if you used to read comics, a superhero is someone who is superhuman. A hero is someone who doesn't have human needs. They have superpowers. They have these abilities that go above and beyond what you would expect a human being to be able to do. And they also have fewer needs than a human being. And I do think to some degree the healthcare system has tried to brainwash us as PAs and providers, as people who are taking care of other people, that now we're heroes. That we went through this pandemic and we worked through the pandemic and we pivoted into telemedicine and we drove into the hospital on streets that were eerily empty, like after the apocalypse, because we were necessary, right? We were necessary. We had to go in and do our jobs. The ERs weren't closed, the hospital wards weren't closed, and we had to work anyway. And so then they continued this undercurrent of messaging. Heroes work here, healthcare heroes. Yeah, well, we might be heroes, but we are also human beings. And I would go so far as to say that we are human beings before we can step into that role as a hero. So I wanted to take this episode, which will be short and hopefully encouraging and maybe even calm and reassuring amidst what is a very busy time in your life, that you, my friend, are a PA second. You are a person first. You are a fully formed person. You're a human being. You have needs and wants and desires and passions and a purpose outside of being a PA. And even though you have dedicated your professional life, note your professional life, not your whole damn life, just your professional life, to the service of others, that does not mean that you have to sacrifice yourself at the altar of a healthcare system that will not love you back. So if you feel like you and your physical body and your mental health are being compromised by what's being asked of you by our healthcare system, it's not okay. That's called moral injury, and we'll talk about it another time on a future episode. But if at work you don't have time to eat or pee, or as I've shared with on a prior episode about all about my burnout, resign. There was a period of time where my husband said to me, "You need to quit today." And I said, "Quit today? I don't have time to quit today." How ridiculous that we work in a system that is stretched and stresses us so much that we don't have the ability to take care of our own basic needs. We spend all day taking care of other people's needs and wants and pouring out of ourselves, so much so that we wind up completely empty. And I know what it feels like. It was not that long ago that I was so burned out. I was so wrung out. I was completely empty. I had nothing to give to anyone, least of all myself. And as a mom and as a woman and as a wife and as a PA, all of those people in my life were getting the best of me. And I was really getting the rest of me. And more specifically, during that season of burnout, work was getting the me, the good me, the me that was on and getting people what they needed and being productive and rounding and writing notes and making sure that everyone had what they needed, because I knew that lives were on the line. And that getting the orders in and seeing the patients and clamping the artery and closing the belly and doing all of the things that I was doing were necessities. But what I missed during that season was that taking care of me was a necessity so that I could continue to show up well to take care of everyone else. And work was getting the best of me, and my husband and kids were getting the rest of me. And there was nothing left for the actual me that is me. You are more than your job. You are more than the role that you fill. You are more than the RVUs that you produce. You are more than the number of patients that you see in a shift. You are a person first and a PA second. And being a PA can be a huge part of who you are, but it is not who you are. It is what you do. And you have needs and wants and rights. And you have the ability to defend those rights, but it's hard when you're exhausted and pouring out into everyone else all day long. So, in case you needed permission to take a step back, in case you needed permission to ask for what you truly need, in case you needed permission to rest and recharge and remember that you are a person with passions and purpose and that you stand alone regardless of your career and the roles that you fill in other people's lives, whether that's patients or your parents or your partner or your kids. You matter. Period. You are enough. You are doing a really great job. The people that you're serving might not have the capacity to say thank you or to appreciate what you're doing, but you are doing good work and you are serving other people. And I want to encourage you to find a way to do good work and to serve other people in a way that is fulfilling, not depleting, in a way that feels good, in a way that aligns with your values, in a way that at the end of the day, you feel really great about what you've been doing and you don't feel exhausted and depleted and burned out and like you're working for a system that will never thank you for what you have given to it. So thank you for being you. Thank you for being a unique individual person who chose to spend part of your life in service to other people. Thank you for being you and for taking care of all of those around you. Thank you for listening to The PA is In. If this episode helped you, inspired you, made you feel seen and heard and whole and human, could you do me a favor and share it? Could you leave a 5-star review and tell us in the review what you love about the show and what resonated with you and what spoke to you about this specific episode? Can you take a screenshot and share it on social media or send it to a colleague who needs a reminder that they are a person first and a PA second. Thank you for tuning in to the show by PAs for PAs. Welcome to the club. We are really glad that you are here. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any episodes in the future. I'm glad you found your way to us, where we help you to design your life so that you can live long and prosper as a person and as a PA. It's your turn to get inspired and take effective action and become one of those unicorn PAs. My dream for you is that you love your job, that you have abundant energy, you have time to spare, and that you create a life of financial freedom. This PA is out.